It is Indiana in the morning at 8:43. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us here today on a beautiful, beautiful day. Boy, you picked the right day to walk across the street, didn't you, Maria?
Yes, I did.
Wow. It's spectacular out there today. You can linger outside.
I'm
if you
going to
want
linger.
go back.
After looking both ways 15 times.
There you go. Our register and recorder, Maria Jack, is with us this morning. You've heard about Real ID. What is it all about? What are the things that we need to know about it? Our visit this morning, presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row and the best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. If it's okay by you, I'm just going to lean on you to give us all the knowledge we need.
Okay.
About Real ID.
All right. Well, as you probably don't know, I am also the clerk of Orphans Court.
That's true.
I have all these names, but as clerk of Orphans Court, some of our responsibilities are marriage licenses. And so with this Real ID, if you have had a name change through marriage, you will need from my office a certified copy of a marriage license. Mm-hmm. And your certificate that you receive when you get married from the officiant is not good enough. You have to come to my office and get the gold sealed certificate. Now, they changed this about 5 years ago. So I want to gear this specifically to our senior citizens, of which I'm one of. Mm-hmm. If you don't plan on traveling, if you're of the age that you're not going to be traveling and low chance that you're going to have to go into a federal building that requires ID, you don't need the Real ID. Uh-huh. You don't have to get it. Now, the important deadline is May 7th. It's coming up quickly. And the documents that you need in order to qualify for that Real ID, if you're going to get it, might take a little bit more time than a day to gather. Mm-hmm. So specifically, your birth certificate that you have to take. Now, I was born in the 50s, and at that time, they weren't putting the parents' names on there. So you would have to get a new birth certificate that has your parents' names on, and that could take 2 weeks to get. Uh-huh. So it's important that you get the birth certificate out, dust it off, and see if your parents' names are on there. If they are not, you can call my office for help with this, but you can order it online or by phone, or you can go up to Newcastle and wait, and it usually takes, I don't know, sometimes up to 3 hours. If you do it online, it will take 2 weeks, and if you do it by phone, you'll probably sit on the phone waiting for at least 20 minutes, and it could take a week to 2 weeks. By phone. But make sure if you do it online to use the website mycertificates.health.pa.gov, G-O-V. Because if you just Google in birth records, one of these spammers will come on and try to charge you more than it does cost. Mm-hmm. It will cost $20 to get a new birth certificate and a $10 handling fee if you're doing it online. So, again, that website that I mentioned, you can always call my office and ask, but you seniors that aren't going to be traveling, you don't have to get the Real ID. Uh-huh. If you have a passport, you can use that to fly. The Real ID is another alternative to having ID to fly. Mm-hmm. So get that birth certificate out and check it. Look at your Social Security card and make sure that it matches your photo ID.
Wonder how many people even know where their Social Security card is.
That's true. Yeah. We had one in last week, and she didn't know where her Social Security card was. You can request a new Social Security card. You have to go online to do that, I believe. I think you can call, but they don't do face-to-face appointments down there anymore.
Oh, yeah.
You make an appointment, and then you go in. Oh, okay. So you can't call and make an appointment.
There's no walk-ins.
I don't know. Yeah, you can't walk in anymore. You have to make an appointment. So it's now that certified copy of a marriage license, too. Like, get your marriage, what you think is your marriage certificate out, and it may even have a seal on there that's a little one on the white paper, and it looks official. But if it's not gold and raised, then it's not the one that they're going to accept. And I hate for you to go out there and sit for 45 minutes and then be told when it's your turn that, oh, you don't have the right documents. So check that stuff out. Call our office if you want, 465-3860. And
You never call yourself, do you?
no.
I'll look it up, Maria.
Yes, thank you. And the girls will be happy to help you. If you have a passport, you don't need that certified copy of a marriage license. Now, I'm going to repeat that. If you have a passport and it's valid, you don't need the certified copy of a marriage license because that's already been confirmed through your passport. But if you don't have a passport, then you're going to need that certified copy. We had a lady over just this morning already at 10 minutes after 8, came in and got hers. So we've had an uptick of people coming in and getting their certified copies. So that's why I wanted to come over and,
Sure.
Get,
You're right
get this
about
word
the
out.
phone number, too.
Oh, thank you.
It is 724-465-3860. 3860. Okay.
And also, if you have a military ID, that will get you in federal buildings and domestic flights.
Yeah. Now, for folks who don't know, the real ID, where you go to get that, your driver's license center is where you're going
Yes.
to get that. So you'll go to the PA Driver's License Center at the Indiana Mall, and that's where you'll begin the process. But actually, the process begins with what Maria is telling you here this morning, making sure that you have your documents all lined up before you get there and that they're the proper documents, because it can be very deceptive and it can be very confusing if you don't know.
We do have a checklist in my office for a Real ID document checklist, and you can get that online. But I just caution you that if you're going to go online and Google Real ID for Pennsylvania, make sure you pick the website that ends with .gov.
Yeah.
Because that's the government website. So the checklist is on there. One of the options that you have to have one proof of identity, that being the birth certificate or the passport, proof of Social Security, and I'm not going to get into the different forms of that.
Yeah.
Proof of Pennsylvania residency. You can use your photo ID card or your PA vehicle registration card, a piece of mail that you don't even have to open it because they just run it through the scanner. And then again, like I said, if there was a name change, then you need that. Now, again, I'm not going to get into a lot about adoptions. If that happened way long ago and you've gotten married since then, you don't have to show that proof. It's just through marriage when people change their names.
Yeah. Okay. So all of that, and of course, people do change their names for other reasons too. But whatever your official name is now, you need to have the documentation to prove that that is your name.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And there are some same-day photo ID places around here. I've gone to the one in Jeanette. Because usually when you go out to Indiana to get your Real ID, you'll wait 3 to 5 days for it to come in the mail once you've done all the, handing over the documents. Altoona also has same day, and they're having Real ID days coming up on in March and in April. But again, I just don't want everybody to wait till the last minute, because if you have to wait 2 weeks for your birth certificate, then you're crunch time. People may be all trying to get it, and the processing times may take longer.
Yeah. So the deadline is actually coming up, and they kept pushing it back, and because of that, people were always confused, and it's really easy to put things off to another time, especially when it's government-sanctioned delays.
Yes.
Government-sanctioned procrastination is what we're calling it. But when that happens, then we tend to just put it on the back burner and leave it back there. But it eventually has to come forward. Got to turn up the heat and get it done.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. All right.
Anything else we need to know, Maria, today?
No, I'll put in a plug for the Veterans event coming up for the Historical Society.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. We have a Veterans ID machine in our office now. We got a brand new one, and if veterans want to get the Veterans ID through us, I mean, their military ID is gold, and you can get the little designation on your photo ID too, but we also have a veterans card so that they can get discounts around town. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Hey, thanks for coming
Thank
over.
you. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the day.
Come anytime. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. We're 6.5 minutes away from the top of the hour. Fox News comes your way then. And then Jake back with us from the WCCS newsroom. We have a guest lined up this morning for 9:45. He has an appointment that began actually at 8 o'clock, and he's figuring that he'll be able to be free for 9:45. Might not be the case. We might be delayed, but we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out before we get to that time. All righty? It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, at WCCSradio.com. Well, Maria's going to go out and enjoy this beautiful weather, walking back over to the office. And if we get the chance today, we're going to as well. Sunny skies and a high 58 degrees. We're going to do it the way that Maria just did it at walking off of the studio. That was not good. Clear tonight down to 37. Sunny to partly cloudy tomorrow, breezy and 68. It's a really spectacular week for us weather-wise. 58 on Wednesday, mostly cloudy. Thursday, partly sunny and 62. And Friday, mostly cloudy. 67 degrees right now in downtown Indiana. It's still only 38 degrees. It's 8:54. It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Want to do the health cycle before we get to the news at the top of the hour. Sarah Lee Kessler has the health beat, and Anna Eliopoulos this morning. No, that's not true. Lillian Wu has this morning's house call for health.